Hey everyone, welcome to Access RC. This is my review of the SR27 by Team Associated. So I've had this for a little bit over a month now. Been to the track about maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 times. Different kind of tracks, small, medium, and larger tracks. So I'm going to give you my experience with it. This is my first small scale vehicle like this. So I still consider myself to be a rookie. I did just do my first race in about 25 years, so it was a blast. I didn't finish very well. Actually, I finished in last, but there was another SR27 on the track, so I wasn't the only one. And it wasn't the vehicle, it was more the driver. It was me. I'm still trying to learn setup and batteries and all that other stuff. But, anyways, so let me go over a few things, starting with what I like. So number one was the price. 120 bucks gets you the car and the radio and this carrying case. As where the Mini-Z for like 180, 190, almost 200 bucks, you just get the car and the radio and maybe some cones and whatnot. But I do have an unboxing video. I'll put a link in the description below. You can see all of what you get. But they do have another for $140, another kit. You can get a charger and batteries, but I already had that stuff, so 120 bucks. I'm in. Let me try this, see if I like it. So yeah, price. Another thing is that it's compatible with other Mini-Z bodies. This is the configuration that it came in was a 98 millimeter, so you're able to just put on other ones. There might be some fitment adjustments depending on what body you get, but this, I had to get this one. It's pretty tough, heavy duty. I needed it. If you saw my other videos, this is the body it comes with. If you choose this one, and it's pretty thin. And I ran as a rookie. I kept running into the rails, and I broke a knuckle. So someone at the track said, "Hey, you know what? Try getting a hard body," and this fixed all my breaking knuckle issues. But yeah, so you're able to get other Mini-Z bodies and fit them on. They might have a little bit of an adjustment needed, but they do fit. Also, the batteries are in a low position, so that's cool. With an optional connector adapter, you can easily put in a transponder. I have a video for that too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link all the videos that I have underneath here so you can check it out. It's very similar to the Mini-Zs, except the front. From what I hear, I don't have a Mini-Z, so from what I hear, the front suspension and everything's a little different. Like this has an actual servo. I will do a teardown so we can see what's underneath. The shock. Let's see the motor placement. Even the diff is really similar to the Mini-Z. So yeah, I like it that it was a mixture. It is a mixture of things that, from what I hear around the track, they're like, oh yeah, it's a mixture of different Mini-Z vehicles, which is cool. You know, I don't know, it's something different. So that's one of the things I like, to be different. So here's just a few things I don't like about the SR27 is the flimsy body that it came with. And a problem I started to run into with my first SR27, I bought two when they first came out, and then I started experiencing that issue with this one is the battery springs. And what happens is you put your batteries in and then you take them back out and you keep doing it, and they start to lose tension right here, right there. So I had to put servo tape to keep this one pushed out so when it wouldn't lose contact with the battery. Because if it gets jarred or you hit something and you lose power on the track, I'm wondering like why, what's wrong. So I noticed that if I started to move it around, that I would see my transponder light come on and off, and I was just losing connection with the battery. So yeah, and having to keep pulling them out with like a screwdriver and then just to make sure, like before a race, that I wasn't going to lose power if I got hit or if I ran into the rail. You know, you keep pulling them out, and maybe at one point they might just break off. So that is definitely a weak point. Maybe Associated can improve that, put better quality springs. Yeah, that is definitely something. I'm not sure if everyone is going through that, but yeah, my two cars. Oh, Koi, the person I race with, also he has a SR27, has experienced that as well. So hopefully it's just isolated small batch. Yeah, hopefully. Actually, swapping the pinion here, the motor gets really finicky. There's this plate. There's a plate on the left and the right that go onto the motor, and it gets really finicky because I was crashing and my gear mesh started to mess up. So what I found myself doing is adjusting this side plate right here, very small increments to get it to mesh correctly. So that was an issue that I had. But other than that, I really enjoy this car. Um, it's fast enough for me. I have a 9-tooth pinion on here to get it going as fast as I could. Unfortunately, it's my driving that needs to improve because Koi, the other guy that has the SR27, my buddy, he drives pretty fast. He actually was able to capture #1 finish in one of the mains. I'll show you guys a video of that later, but what we're going to do is we're going to tear this down so you guys can see what's underneath. So right here is a closer look at the front suspension. And this was the top that I took off. That kind of, this right there was held the springs in place. And here's the little steering rack. Take a close look. Here is a dedicated standalone servo. Let me take the rack off real quick. But so that's what the servo looks like. And here is circuit board ESC. See how that's all wired up. There's this little button right here that has a, right there. There's a little hole at the top of here where you push something through there, and that's will disable your gyro or enable it. But yeah, so that's what it looks like underneath the hood, so to speak, of what the suspension, the steering knuckle looks like, the servo, the rack that came with it. So yeah, good close up there so far. And there's the motor pod. We'll open that up next. So the motor pod is accessible. You easily just pop this off right here. Like that. Your fingernail right underneath there. Now you have access to the motor. So right there is where the motor plates are. There's one right there, one right here. And this was the one that I had to hairline adjust to get it to gear, to mesh perfect there. But that's what it looks like. It looks like it's soldered onto here. The Kyosho, I think they have screws, right? You get to screw your wires in instead of having to solder it. So that's what that's like. Take a look at what it looks like in here. Let me zoom in. Yeah. So that's what's underneath there. So I took a wheel nut off of here. And this one, it looks like it has a bushing. I don't know if that's normal to have a bushing on the opposite side of where your diff is. Because I think the other side has a bearing. But we'll just take this out. That piece off. We got bearings here. Bearing there. Set that down. And yeah, it looks just like a regular diff. And I think there's 3 gears in here. And I did, if you can see, put some diff grease in here because it was dry. So I don't know if it made a difference. I know Koi did the same thing. So I was like, you know what, let me try it and see if it made a difference. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, so there's a bearing in here, and the other side is a bushing. So I don't know if that's normal. Go ahead and, comment below. Let me know. Because like I said, I don't never had any car in this scale or Mini-Z, so this is my first one. But yeah, that's what it looks like, guys, all blown apart. Pretty close. We got the Associated Electrics branding there, on and off switch. What do you guys think? Oh, also, I have a PN number 5 fiberglass T-plate on here, so that was one thing that was helping me deal with traction roll. So as far as swapping motors, I would not feel comfortable trying to solder on here. I would rather probably solder here and here instead. So if I wanted to swap, maybe try to put a Kyosho Mini-Z motor in here, I'd rather use these as the solder points than that there, because I wouldn't want to fry the board. So here's the piece where the shock is mounted. Obviously, I did fill it with grease so it has a smoother action, and there are a couple shims that I added there to make it a little bit stiffer. Also, I did put double-sided tape right in here to also absorb some of the vibrations to keep my car from bouncing too much, and it did help. And it looks like we have optional holes here to put, I think you could put a disc damper on here. So yeah, that's the really cool part about it, that you could still use other Mini-Z aftermarket parts. So now, let me put this thing back together. All right, now that we got this thing back together, I really think there is no question that this can compete with a box stock Mini-Z out there with the right setup, with the right driver. I'm still learning. Koi was able to drive and get first place in one of the mains and actually finish second overall in the box stock class. So
8-3, 8-1.
So here we are, race A at RC Street Shop. It's gonna be my first race in about 25 years. Let's go see what Koi's up to. What are you rebuilding?
The rear shock, putting more grease.
Oh, I haven't done that.
Yeah, you should.
I went ahead and I put some grease.
7.5.
Put this grease in there.
22.8.
So it should
7.4.
not bounce much.
7.5.
Box stocks, you're up. Leonard, Alex, Gerald, Koi, and Chito. F1 cars, you're on deck. $509. 250 to go. Koi out in front. Alex, 0.833 behind. Gerald is 3. Leonard is 4. Leonard, 0.568 behind Gerald. Oh, they just flip-flopped. Leonard's in the 3. Gerald's in the 4. Alex jumps out to the point. 32.507. Koi, 31.502. Leonard, 31.505. Gerald, 31.508. Chio, 26.504. Coming up on 220. Thank you, Chio. 30 to go, 30 to go. The gap is 1.1. Oh, boy, grabs the rail. Alex closing in. 16 to go. That was the box stock. 10 seconds to go. Looks like we're getting to the lap. There's your race. They're both on the back straight. Alex looking to make a move at some point coming through the middle section. Time is up. Koi holds on.
All right. Woo-hoo, Koi.
That is a running order.
Congratulations, Koi, my boy. Keep it up, man. I'm hoping to learn more from him and others, and get more into this. I really like it. I enjoy it. Indoors, um, climate controlled. It's just fun. Less mess, no dirt. But yeah, I love it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.